All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Brittany Franson. I'm a field marketing specialist here in the East Bay. Today, we're going to be going over social media, the strategy, calendars, going to show you guys a couple of ways that you can manage your social media and do it pretty easily for you. So with that, I will just say, please do mute yourself. If you have a question as we go along, feel free to unmute. I like interaction throughout the class, so please, if you have a question or a comment or anything you can offer to everybody on the call today, please don't hesitate. But if you are not comfortable unmuting yourself, or maybe your computer doesn't have a mic, feel free to use the chat. I'll be monitoring that as we go along. And then, of course, I'm recording today's class, so if for some reason you need to hop off quickly, I'll include that in the recap that's emailed out later this afternoon. So, hopping into social media. I want to talk about the 11 essentials to having a successful social media plan for your business and for you. Obviously, first thing we need to do, and the point of this class sort of, is come up with a plan for you. So what does a plan entail? Well, what are your goals going to be? Is that going to be, I'm going to post every day, I'm going to post 3 days a week, I'm going to go from 50 followers to 300 followers by the end of the year. I'm going to make sure I friend and ask everybody that is one of my clients or someone I meet to reach out to them via social media. So what really is your SMART goals for your social media? And get those down on paper or get them down on your computer and put that together and really have a goal to get to. The other thing with having a plan is going to be researching your competition. So you want to take a look at some of the other maybe top producers. What are they doing? What's working for them? You know, what is the size of their following? What kind of things are they posting and talking about? And really take a look at and friend and follow those as well, so you can stay up to date with what they're doing. If they're coming up with some cool new thing and you want to get into it, those are all things that your field marketing specialist can assist you with, but you have to know what you want to do, and really taking a look at the competition is a great way to do that. If you are already on social media, which I hope most of you are, but it's an excellent thing if you're starting to kind of revamp what your strategy is going to be, I do an online audit of all of your social media profiles. When was the last time you posted? Do you have any content? Do you need to backdate some content? Do you need to update your LinkedIn profile? Do you need to swap out a headshot? And do a really good audit and make sure that all of your security settings are set up correctly too. So you're managing posts, you know when people are posting, making sure you look not only online on a desktop device, but on your mobile device, making sure that you've got your apps and that those apps are allowing push notifications, and making sure you're staying up to date, not only while you're sitting in front of your computer, but out in the field. Find inspiration, and we're going to talk about that. So finding inspiration for what it is that you're going to post, what is going to be valuable to your sphere and those that follow you online. And then, of course, creating a calendar for you. So we're going to talk about those last two here in just a second. Some other things that we need to do when we're creating and starting out this plan is decide what platforms are right for you. I encourage all of my new agents and my agents, well, we have like a wind tunnel going on outside. Hold on just a moment. Sorry, everybody. Like a full-blown tornado out there. Okay, so I encourage my agents, if they're just getting into social media and they're not trying to really be an influencer, to do the main three. Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn are my main three focuses for my agents. If by anything we start off with Facebook and kind of grow into Instagram and LinkedIn. If you're not going to be posting to LinkedIn, though, it's super important to have a LinkedIn profile. That's like your online resume. So if you're not thinking you want to post there a bunch, you still do need to have a presence. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Instagram is going to be where you're going to hit anybody 35 and under. You'll notice that the 35 and older demographic is going to be a lot more on Facebook. And then for those analytical, for those business type people out there, LinkedIn is important. So in order to really hit those different demographics, that's what you need to think about with your platforms. From there, I mean, I know agents do like Snapchat and a bunch of other different platforms, but the main focus is going to be those three. Know who your audience is. So who are you trying to reach out to? Oh, we got a hand up. Linda, go ahead.
Yeah, can I just ask you, in amongst all these, do you recommend Twitter as well?
You know, I did before. So like say 10 years ago, Twitter was kind of important. I'm weary of Twitter, just with all of the back and forth banter and things like that. I think it's a great place for, say, celebrities and things to get word, you know, their opinions and stuff out. How important do I think it is for real estate agents from a business perspective? Not very. But it's definitely, it's, you know, in the top 10 of platforms to be a party to. So it depends on whether or not you want to be managing that, and being current on there. But I don't think necessarily to help with like your search ranking and to help with people being able to locate you. I don't think Twitter's real high up there on my lists.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. But that goes back to, and that's a great question, because knowing your audience. If you know you have a bunch of people that you are your contacts, your clients, or your friends, and they are on Twitter and they're active on there, that might be when you consider having a Twitter account and being active on there. So that's a big part of knowing your audience and what we just talked about with the different demographics. If you know you're working with, you know, second, third, fourth time homeowners, if you're working with investors, then you might want to think about Facebook and LinkedIn. If you know that you're going for first-time homeowners, and you're helping more on like a buyer side, then definitely being more on the Instagram. So it's really about thinking about where you're going to touch base and have the most exposure with your audience. How to expand your audience, how to stay current with that. You're adding your clients into your CRM, you're adding contacts into your CRM, you're adding leads into your CRM, hopefully. You should also be doing that online with your social media. So have you done that? Can you go back and get a list and start going through? That's also another goal for you. Build relationships. Now, building relationships, yes, it's important to post to social media, but it is also very important to go in and like and have conversations with other people's posts. You know, you want to leave comments for them, make them feel good. So you're there to not only give good content, but you're there to make your sphere feel good, you know, show interest. So how are you going to go about doing that? What's your goal for that? Definitely sharing compelling visuals whenever you can. I think if you're doing a quick organic post, to say Facebook or LinkedIn, it's okay to not have a graphic or a video to post with it, but on the 95% of your posts should have at least some sort of visual. And so thinking about what that's going to look like. Focus on quality over quantity. I mean, this is one of those high points for me. You do not need to post every single day. You do need to stay consistent on what you are posting, though. So say, you know, you do every open house you do gets a post. Every new listing you have gets a post. Every buyer you have gets a post. Any cool thing, but staying consistent so people know what they can expect from you. That's important. Quality or quantity. So when we have these automated systems that are putting content out there for you and helping, you know, to keep everything current, that is not as important at all as having good quality content. So if you're thinking about, okay, I got to get on social media, I got to get this, you know, strategy down, do not think about it from a perspective where you need to be posting every minute of every day. You need to have some system that's posting some article for you. That is the opposite of having a successful social media strategy. Social media is a social site. You need to be social on that site. Think about it as a networking. If you were to go to a network event and you had the same story to tell everybody that was there, it would get pretty dull pretty quickly. So you want to make sure you've got some really inspirational and good content to share with everybody on social media. Use the right tools, which we're going to talk about today. I want to make it super easy for you and have and save you a lot of time with what we're going to review. Monitor and respond. We're also going to talk about that too. I'm going to show you guys where in your settings you can make sure you're set up to receive any notifications and anything that you get on there. Schedule your content to free up more time engagement. So for me, in my position here, what I like to do is I spend maybe a half hour every month and I schedule out all of my posts for the month. So all the holiday stuff, everything. I sit for a half hour at the beginning of the month and I get all of that scheduled for the remainder of the month. So I don't have to worry about it. And my only interaction on my social media past that point is if I come into something cool that I want to share, or if I want to go in and talk to somebody or leave a comment for somebody on their posts. Those are my only other two reasons to hop on there. And then track and refine your performance. So we always want to do, I call it maintenance, but we always want to take a look on, I'd say every quarter, at any marketing that we're doing, making sure that we're getting a return on the investment. And with today's class and all the things I'm going to show you, it's free, everything that you're going to be doing, but tracking that, is it free when you think about your time? So is this something that's working for me? How can I tweak it? Those are all things that you should be doing kind of on a quarterly basis. Excuse me. Clear my throat there. Sorry about that. So any questions with what your 11 fundamentals are for coming up with a social strategy? Any comments with any of that? I hope it kind of brings up some new ideas, maybe things that you may be able to tweak with your social strategy. So in this next section, oh, I got a hand raised. Brendan, go ahead.
Yeah, one quick question. Do you create separate professional accounts for all your social media profiles, or do you overlap all these posts with your existing personal ones?
So for definitely want to get business pages and a business profile for both Instagram and Facebook. There's two reasons for that. One, if you're to do any advertising, so any boosting of a post or on and through Facebook or Instagram, you do have to have a professional or a business account or page. The second reason is, and kind of what I was kind of saying we shouldn't do too much of, but if it is something that you want to include in what you're going to be doing, those automated posts all need to go to a business profile or page. If you don't have a business profile or page for Facebook and Instagram, then you're not going to be able to set up that automated posting. It's
Gotcha.
also
Thank you.
important too. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys a social media management system and show you the Facebook Business Suite that are really going to simplify your life with your posting and scheduling everything out. So it is important to have those business profiles and pages set up. Okay, a great question. Absolutely. Any other questions out there? All right. Okay, Linda, your hand is up.
Just real quick, can you make one post on, say, Facebook and share it to Instagram and LinkedIn or whatever your things are? Or
Absolutely. I'm going to read, that's what that, social media management system I'm going to show you guys today is.
okay.
And then also with the new business suite in Facebook, that helps with the Instagram and Facebook. So I'm sure both of those to you in here in just a little bit. But before we get to the actual demo section, I'd like everybody to do these next couple of challenges. This is where we're going to start creating what you are going to have as your content. What's important to you, where you're going to get it from. So the first challenge here today, I want everybody to think about is what are the 5 sources that you rely on for real estate news? And if you guys want to unmute and say where you usually go, I'd love to hear it, or if you want to put it into chat. But I want everybody to think about and write down, if you can, get your notebook out and write down your 5 sources that you rely on for real estate news. Any good ones out there that somebody can suggest? I've got a couple here, but before I pop into my suggestions, Okay.
No,
Well,
no, don't tell me that. No, 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 no.
I can say Wall Street
MLS.
Journal. Yeah,
yeah,
the
and
Wall Street Journal and
Like if you want me to stop calling you, then just stop talking
you know,
shit.
Talia, do you have your hand up? Where do you go for your news? We got YouTube, absolutely. CA Realty training, that's awesome. Anybody else? Talia,
So
I see.
Brittany,
Hi.
this is Delia. So I do get that email from Morning Brew. And occasionally they'll have articles there about real estate, but I'm also in Buffini and we do get a bold predictions every 6 months.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. So write these down. We got Inman. Definitely Inman is a great resource. The Buffini group and what you get from there. Also want to think about a couple others here for you guys. So we've got CB Briefs. I'm sure you get the email and it goes straight to your trash, mostly like, and don't tell my bosses this, mostly like what I do, skim through it and see if there's anything interesting there. But we do have CB Briefs on desk too. So if you're looking for some new news about Coldwell Banker or new stuff that we have, that's a great place to go. NAR, CAR, of course. They do lots of reporting and lots of surveys and stuff like that. That's all really great information. The Blue Matter blog is a great place to go. We do articles on, green living or is it, fall's time to clean out stuff. We've got CB Inside Out as well. And in the recap today of today's class, I will definitely include some of these links for you. I got a couple hands up though. If you guys have other suggestions for where you get some real estate news, let me hear them.
Wall Street Journal.
Awesome.
And sometimes our local paper, which a lot of people, but Marin IJ has real estate articles every day. And then you're going to tell us how to get to Blue Matter and Inside Out?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have a calendar that I'll be sending to everybody. It's just an Excel spreadsheet, but it's got a bunch of links in there. And I'm going to encourage you guys to, anywhere that we've talked about today, go to those sites, put those links into this calendar for you. So it makes it real easy when you're sitting down for that hour to schedule out your posts to click into each one of those and see if there's some cool content there for you to share. And it's an easy way to go about it. So that's why I want you guys to write these down, and then we'll get into that next section with the scheduling and everything first. So right now we're trying to figure out for you specifically what your content is going to include. All right. So the challenge one, absolutely great. I love it. Love the interaction. Please keep that going. So let's go to challenge number 2. I'd like you guys to write out 3 to 5 of your hobbies. What do you like doing? Is it knitting? Is it candle making? Is it soap making? Is it cooking? Is it drinking wine? Is it drinking beer? What are the 3 to 5 hobbies that you have for yourself? And I'd love to hear some. I've thrown mine up here. Swimming, golf, wine drinking, cooking, and gardening would be mine. But I'd love to hear some of those out there. We've got a lot of cyclists. We've got a lot of gardeners. Let me hear what you guys have as your hobbies. Backpacking, cooking, camping, awesome. Jordan, I know that's right. With what, the wine drinking part? But how fun is it if you had wine Fridays, right? I'm trying a new wine. I write about the wine. I take a picture of the wine. Is it cooking? You've got, cooking Saturdays with David Adams, and take a picture of the cooking and offer up a recipe. So fun stuff like that you want to include. So your hobbies and interests are also going to be your spheres and your online social media following some of their interests. And it's going to create that relationship and things that you can talk about and kind of open the door to them. Pam, travel, cooking, gardening, and reading. I love the reading one. That's an awesome one, doing a book review. When you finish a good book, sharing about it, posting about it. Those are all great things. So thank you very much. Oh, we got a good one. David Adams, beer brewing, golfing, hunting, painting, and fly fishing. Love it. Those are some good ones. Really, really great. So this is, again, not only to this portion of it. So we've got our news, we've got good content with, what updates about the market. We've got fun things about you that people can relate to. And, I'm going to choose that agent because she's a swimmer. I'm a swimmer. Maybe we can swim together. Who knows? But those are the things that we want to try and post and have as our content. Got a couple of hands up. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have some hobbies or interests you'd like to share. Okay. I know we're all huge on talking about ourselves, right? Okay, so this next portion is kind of to be local. All right, so I want you to list 5 of your favorite spots you spend your time. Well, this isn't actually that one, sorry. 5 of your favorite spots that you like to spend your time online. So other than social media, of course, is it YouTube and a specific channel that you watch a lot of? Is it your horoscopes daily? Is it finding out what the Dow is doing on a regular basis? What are the 5 spots you think you spend the most time on, other than desk and my deals and stuff like that? Where are you visiting? Other people's social profiles, other channels, other blogs that you like to read. Those are all some of those same kind of links that we want to easily add into our calendar, and that way we can get to very easily. So some of the ones that I have here, I really like following the Facebook group called Real Estate Masterminds. I think it's absolutely hilarious when real estate agents get those funny shots where they're like, posing on wherever it may be, and like, which one should I choose? I love all that funny stuff that a lot of the agents on there, and the good tips and tricks. So I follow that group. YouTube, I like watching short comedy clips. I like to watch how-to videos. The New Sea Angler is a fishing charter out of the bay, out on the bay. And I like to follow them and see what's going on with the fishing reports, and then social profiles for my offices. So I always, follow all of the offices. You can look up, we have Coldwell Banker Facebook, Instagram accounts for almost all of our offices. So you want to make sure you're not only following your own, but say the Coldwell Banker California site, and staying up to date with what's going on with them as well. So those are all really great ways that you can reshare. You could share videos, you can share info from those, but those are the ones that you want to kind of think about. Do you tend towards some kind of personality or profile or news or blog online, and what those are? And Jordan, we've got Architectural Digest, YouTube Realtors, $1 Million Listings, and Hypebeast. I love it. So cooking shows, reading blogs, shopping, remodeling shows, how-to videos, day in the life YouTube videos of other realtors, all awesome. Really great ideas, everybody. So again, write those down, and we're going to take them into the next portion of today's class. Okay, so the last challenge here today is I want you to write 3 to 5 of the company programs that you can use to promote your business. Now we're talking about, all of the great stuff that we offer. Is it St. Jude's? Is it Real Vitalize? What programs? And maybe it's not even just with Coldwell Banker. Maybe it's Guaranteed Rate, or maybe it's Cornerstone. Maybe it's a title company that you use, that you want to promote, and do they have stuff? So I can tell you right now, I know that at least, I'm blanking here what the name of it is, but there are, like, Guaranteed Rate has marketing stuff for you and graphics and things like that through their platform. What's the other title company? It's blue. Can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't know why I can't think of it. I will include it though in the recap. But they have their own online platform that they have social media stuff on. They've got some really funny GIFs about real estate, like, when you get a closing and it's some crazy, like, those are really fun things to use. So in addition to that, though, think about what we've got for Real Vitalize. how cool listing concierge is, our CBX buyer intelligence. So you could put in there, hop in there and be like, you know where people from are moving to Livermore from? And you could say San Jose. You know where people are moving to Brentwood from? And you could say, I believe that one's Hayward. So there are a lot of cool things that you can share with your CBX buyer intelligence. We've got market reports, which I think are completely underutilized when it comes to social media. You could do, you know, pick your 4 main, and maybe every Monday is market report for, and share that those main 4 cities, you know, 1 per month. Office listings, your listings, your past sales, production pieces. Those are all things that are good for you to have as your company programs or the programs you offer as a real estate agent. Love to hear some ideas for this. Anybody got like their favorite program, something that always kind of closes the deal for them, or at least gets their foot in the door? In Touch, absolutely. You can create, you can share listings directly from In Touch. You can also, what was I going to say? You can also create your own email, or if you have a pro account, a blog, and share that to your social media. So that's great. Market Quest, of course, you know, showing our market, our hold on the market, where we come in comparison to other brokerages. Those are great. Anything else? Programs like the St. Jude, we definitely have some really great offers for new time homeowners, things like that. Those are all the things that I want you to include in your company programs that we offer. All right, so we're gonna get to work now. We're gonna go into how to schedule your social media, calendar, where to find and create that content. So all of those things that you've written down, not during this class, of course, but those are all of those different spots I want you to go to, grab the link up from, and throw into the calendar that I'm going to be sending over to you. It's just going to make your life a heck of a ton easier when you're just like, okay, what am I doing this day? What am I doing this day? What am I doing this day? Can click that link, get your content, pop it into your management system, and you're ready to rock and roll. So I use Hootsuite. I've used Hootsuite since I think I was, well, how old was I? Like 24 years old. Hootsuite is free as long as you have up to 3 platforms that you work, you know, platforms that you want to add. So like I said, my main 3, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, are all added to my Hootsuite account. But if you're just going to do Facebook and want to focus on Facebook and Instagram, there's also the great new business suite, and I'm going to be showing both of those to you. Buffer, I have a lot of agents that use Buffer, very similar to Hootsuite. And then Canva, I want to show you guys just from a creation of graphics and things like that. We're not really supposed to train on Canva because it's an outside platform, but I'm going to show you where, if you're interested in, you can take some training that they offer. Before I move on, I still have a couple of hands up, so I just want to make sure we don't have any questions from going over what our content is here today and what we're gonna start scheduling out. Okay. All right, so I'm out of here, and I had it open, but I get busy doing work and stuff. Okay, so first off, with your Facebook business page, one of the main things you want to make sure of is that you've got some automation going for you and that you're not missing out on any posts or messages to you. So in order to do that, what you need to do is go into your settings, and you want to go to your messaging here. Okay, so general settings, you want to make sure that you have a greeting when someone wants to send you a message. So mine is, "Hi, Brittany," which wouldn't be, it's just saying that because I'm on here. "Thanks for reaching out. For a quicker response, email me," because I'm not gonna, you're gonna get me quickest by emailing me. But if you wanted to change it to whatever you want to, you can open up the edit here, and you can change your copy here. All right, so if you wanted to, you can add in the first name. So let's erase this just so I can show you. And so if I wanted to add in their customer name, I can just choose from this. Now it's going to sound a lot better and a lot kind of more personable if you just pop in the first name of the recipient. All right. And then I'm going to remove that space that's after that. And then for a quick response, say I wanted them to call me as opposed to email me. Once I've got my information in my page info section, it's going to populate here automatically. So instead of emailing me, maybe I wanted them to call me. I could pop my number in there, and that makes this textable. So like when somebody clicks on it from a mobile device or taps on it from a mobile device, they'll actually be brought to their phone and be able to call you. Same thing with that email. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this and put my email back in there. Okay. And save this. So that's going to allow you to look like you are automatically responding in real time, but not necessarily having to worry about it yourself. You do want to make sure that when you download the mobile app to your phones, that you allow those push notifications, because for you in real estate, it's super important for you to be in real time. So you want to make sure you're making contact and staying up to date with any messages that are coming through for you. Any questions when it comes to setting up your message here?
Yes.
Go for it.
Hi. So, okay. I'm super excited that you're telling us there's a way for an automatic response that also directs someone to for a quicker response call. Because in case I'm not on Facebook for 2 days, I miss something.
Right.
How does this mean that anytime anybody reaches out, either using their phone or their computer, and they reach out to me specifically, they'll automatically get this response that says, "Hi, Carla, thanks for reaching out for a quicker response, call or text."
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's great.
Exactly right.
Okay, fantastic. That's good news for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same for me.
Hey, Brittany, this is Velia. Just a quick question. So on the contact information, like if you put your email or your cell, like how safe is it? I know I had a friend who actually got harassed through Facebook. And so is it really safe to put our personal number, or is it better just to do our email? I mean, what are your recommendations?
I have both, but because it's so easy to find somebody even off of Facebook. I mean, your
Sure.
profiles with your phone numbers and everything are on Coldwell Banker Homes, are on everything. I
That's a
think,
good point.
yeah, I mean, if somebody really wants to find you, they can find you these days. So having your contact information on there, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. One thing I bring up, because I know, and I'm not saying it for any country specific that I want to, look down upon, but I know that I was getting a lot of Russian, like in different languages, people, men reaching out to me. And so I changed my settings for, I believe it's in your general settings here. If you go to, and that might not be exactly what you're looking for, but I do, country restrictions you can change here. So you can put in countries that you don't necessarily want to be able to view. You can put in age restrictions. You definitely want to turn your profanity filter on and make sure that that's set to strong, I believe is mine. There's a couple of different things. So definitely encourage all of you. I don't want to get too much into setting up your business pages, but it's a smart thing for you to make sure you roll through each one of these, kind of have an understanding of what it is and just read through it. I know that's kind of a pain in the, to do, but it is going to ensure that your safety and your securities are all set up correctly in here. And then the other thing I want to bring to your attention is there's different templates for business pages. And when you set up your business page at first, it asks you, are you a business? Are you, are you a nonprofit? Things like that. You can change your templates to see what your tabs are showing. So if you, for instance, I'm never going to have any offers on mine. So I have this turned off, but you can also change your template from business to service or service to business, whichever you want. I like service, and I remove, the shop and all of the other stuff and add in the services that I provide. So when you get a chance, and as you're going through doing the auditing, which is one of our 11 essentials to good business or social media planning, definitely this is part of your audit. This is where you want to hop in and just make sure everything's set up correctly. And you want to make sure too in the general settings that you're controlling who's allowed to post and who is allowed to comment. Do you need to review those comments before they're actually posted to your page? All of that is going to be in the settings section here. The other portion of it, and I want to start with Facebook Business Suite since we're here. You do, in order to post to both Instagram and Facebook from a desktop device through Facebook, it's super easy to do, but you do need to sync your account with your business profile on Instagram. All it is when you're not set up here is you're going to just say sync, and then it'll prompt you to sign into your Instagram account. And then once you are, you will see that your Instagram account is populating here. And then you can post to both. So this is the first step in order to use the business suite to post to both Instagram and Facebook. You need to make sure you're synced up here. And again, you do need to have a business profile to sync your business page to it. All right. So let's go back to my page and let's talk about that business suite section. So once I've synced up my accounts, I can go into my business suite and I am able to check out my calendar. So the calendar is going to show you, I don't have any scheduled posts for today. I should have done that as an example, but we can go over to Friday. And I have the happy birthday, I believe this one is the Navy. And then you can see some of the different ones that I've got that are coming up. It's the beginning of October, so I apologize. I haven't, it's on my calendar of to-dos for my posting for October. But it also is going to give you some stuff at the top here. So breast cancer awareness, World Teacher Day. So if you're looking for some content, even though you should already have it kind of mapped out for yourself, you can do that here. If I want to just go ahead and create a post, I can come to my post. So these are all the ones that I've had published. It's going to show me some data for each of them, the engagements. This is where you're going to go back to do that, not maintenance, but the auditing. Again, you want to take a look at what's working for me. So this was a great day. This was an actual event that I was out at and went to, and I got a lot more engagement than I generally do with just my holiday posting. If I want to create a post to schedule it for the future, I'm just going to go up to create post. And you do need to, in order to post to Instagram, you do need to have a graphic or a video to upload. So until I put a video or a photo in here, let's just go into my, we'll just grab one for fun. Okay. All right, so I've got my media uploaded. I'm gonna put in my post, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, I can take a look at what it's gonna look like on Facebook. I can take a look at what it's gonna look like on Instagram. Okay. If I wanna add in a location for this, I can. If I want to add in those emojis or hashtag, I can. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom here, and instead of hitting publish, publish will just make it go at that moment. It'll post to your page. But if I want to schedule this post, then hit that drop down menu, and then I can pop in here and I can say I'd like this to go out on the day that is actually Women's History Month, even though I know that's not the case. Pop in your time too. And I've included in the calendar that I'm going to send to everybody in the recap the top times to post when you're going to get the most traffic, or when they're seeing the most traffic on social media. So you kind of format that around that if you want to, and then hit save, and you're set and scheduled to go. Any questions with that? So first up, you got to make sure you choose that, sync up your Instagram. Then you can come into your business suite and start creating and scheduling your posts for the future. So I've still got a couple here. I've got happy birthday to the Navy, and then I've got Halloween scheduled for Spooktacular Halloween, which is kind of fun. But obviously need to put more in because those are a month apart. But that being said, any questions when it comes to using the Facebook Business Suite? So if you're planning on just being mostly, you know, mostly current, or I guess active on Facebook and Instagram, Business Suite's super easy to jump into and use. You don't have to create a whole new account with like Boost or Hootsuite, which I'm going to show you next. Any questions? Okay. So next up is Hootsuite. So Hootsuite is not its own platform. Obviously, we don't have like a business suite there, but it is what we call a social media management system. And so, for instance, I have included not only Facebook and Instagram here, but also my LinkedIn account. You can add your social networks. You can take a look at your posts, your most frequent posts. You can, again, look at it from a standpoint of a calendar and when those are going to be active. And then you can add, so you can see like I have all 3 of my social accounts here. So if I wanted to look at what's scheduled for each of these, I can apply that and I'd be able to see what's available for all of those. And then if I want to create a post, very similar to what we saw with the Business Suite, I'm going to choose which platforms I want this to be posted to. I'm going to go ahead and put in any of my text or links that I want, upload pictures, upload video, and then it gives you a preview here of what will be posted on your behalf. You can hit schedule for later. Same thing, we get a calendar, the date and time of when that's going to post, and then once you've scheduled it, you can hit schedule and it will be scheduled for you. So like I said in the beginning of the class, I sit for about a half hour in the beginning of each month, and I schedule out those, you know, my holidays posts. I schedule out anything else that I know that's coming up. For you, I want you to take the whole idea of all your contents, and I want you to say, okay, well, I want to post 3 times a week, or I want to post 5 times a week. So what's my Monday content going to be? Is it going to be something interesting about swimming, fishing, fly fishing, gardening? Is it, you know, this or that? Am I going to have once a month on the 22nd, my book review date? Am I going to have, you know, so I want you to, when you get to your calendar, when you start adding in your links, I want you to think about what your every day is going to be. So like, you know, Throwback Thursday or Flashback Friday, maybe something along the same lines for you, like wine Fridays, and you review a new wine, or you post about the wine, your favorite wine, or Sunday dinners, you know, what's up this Sunday, and maybe share recipes that day. But you want to think about it, and you want to think about it on a consistent basis so people can know what to expect from you. It's also going to start people to like want to look at what's going on your page, because you've got real cool content, something that they can relate to and want to be a part of. So in the recap for today, you're going to get that. You're going to get 50 ideas of what to post about. You're going to get 50 best practices for your social media. You'll get links to Hootsuite, and then of course the recording of today's class. I want to just thank everybody so much for coming today, though. I'll hang out for a minute or two if anybody has specific questions that they'd like to review. But other than that, that kind of concludes what I had planned for today's class, and I really appreciate all the engagement and fun that we had today. So thank you very much. I hope this was meaningful for you. I hope it helps you manage and post and get on social media. And I look forward to what you guys have to share.
Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.